welcome back to Melanin Minds. This is a show where we are highlighting Black women and femmes in the comic book community. Another great episode here today. And I'm your host, Tasha. And I have my wonderful co-host over here.
Hi, I'm Ty. Welcome in.
So much right now. You guys don't understand. I'm sacrificing for y'all.
I'm here. And happy Pride Month. That we're here. Yeah. We're vibing.
We're queer. It's a room full of queer in this room, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all three of us. Of course, by the time this gets posted, Pride Month will be over. But who cares? We're queer every day. We're also
we keep Pride Month in our hearts.
In our hearts. And then what's the other thing? What's the word we had? Black History.
Yeah, we had Juneteenth.
We had
Juneteenth. Melanin March.
We have after that. Remember what they said?
They said like Black History Month is every month.
Yes,
every month of the year.
April, I feel like everybody fell off in May and forgot.
Yeah,
and that was it.
It was I guess double melanin in May, but as we're in June, it's fine. We had Juneteenth. It was perfect. It was perfect.
I went to the museum.
I saw.
It was very loud. Very, very loud, and I left my earmuffs and my headphones at home. And my children also don't like loud noises. So it was an interesting experience.
Did anyone cry?
Yes. You know who cried. I don't think I have to say.
Poor baby. Poor baby. Poor baby.
She freaked out the moment we walked into that big old room. And to be fair, I didn't fault her because I was like, I'm already getting a headache.
Valid. I can't even feel bad. On the other side, I also did a Juneteenth celebration. I was at my local convention, Anime Festival Orlando, and I hosted a Juneteenth celebration where the first 30 minutes I talked about the impact that Black people have had on specifically otaku culture, because it's an anime con. And then we did that for about 40 minutes. And then afterwards, I made an entire dance set. And they was cutting up. As old folks say, they was cutting the rug. They was doing the thing. Okay. It was very fun.
Yeah. I knew about it. I unfortunately could not be there, and I would have loved it.
Oh, you would have loved it.
It was going to be it. Like, I might not have been out there dancing or anything.
Yes.
But I would have been enjoying the vibes and been very proud.
The vibes were truly amazing. They told me I had to bring it to BlurredCon. That's how good it was. Yeah. They told me I had to bring it to BlurredCon. So that's
what was it in March now? BlurredCon is in March.
Yeah, it's in March. It's fine. I'll just update the Juneteenth celebration in March.
It's like Christmas in July. If we could do Christmas in July, we can do Juneteenth.
We can do Juneteenth in March. No, that's valid. That's very valid.
But we're gonna stop yapping, because otherwise we'll spend 30 minutes yapping. Introduce our guest for this week. So, like I already said, there's three of us in here. So our guest is another queer Black femme in the comic space, one who has been drawing since their childhood and has even really been looking forward to creating a book since like the age of 10 years old. And that's been very prevalent in a lot of their presence. It's always been about, from what I've seen, art, drawing, and storytelling. Did the 1 hour challenges that were really popular way back when, and created called Into the Night about a thief, and then created a Naruto ripoff comic called Naroko.
I love that.
Right? So Naruto. It's like, okay. We had our very own Sasuke and Sakura in the comic and everything. Just a whole universe building, world building. All right. Got into Muay Thai and fitness. It's also a filmmaker and was part of Nerdlit Studios and created a web series called Cardinal. And then we go into creating an indie comic business because they wanted to create comic books, their own comic books, indie comics. and then started writing more comics, and now has a comic on Kickstarter, and it is a Minecraft comic.
Mhm.
And also actually has a slice of life comic called Monster Road. But right now we're gonna talk about both, but we want to focus on the Minecraft comic because that's the one we want you to spend money on right now. Right now.
Mhm.
You can open another tab from the link in the description and go spend your money on the Minecraft comic. So welcome everybody, Georgia.
Hi, did a deep dive. Found all my.
I do deep dives.
Oh,
Anyone who's
found
been
all
on
my-
here tell you that I will find all your deepest, darkest secrets.
Oh my god! Yes, jeez. Love it, love it.
But
Yeah,
welcome,
thank you for
Georgia.
having me on.
Thank you for being here. I want you to give your own origin story, though, on, how you got into comics and art and growing up, and why I have to get on you every time I see you on Instagram about one day I'm going to need you to draw your own comic because I think your art is really good.
Thank you. All right, so origin. So really, you're definitely right about storytelling being a part of my life since I was 7, really. So writing, I think, is like at the core of who I am. I've always been a writer. And so, and then, yeah, I totally got into anime and manga, then Toonami, Adult Swim. Like before I even knew what anime and manga was, I loved those shows and didn't even realize they were the same thing. Cause I think maybe one day I found a random manga and I was like, wait a minute, hey, that's Dragon Ball Z. I watched that. I didn't know it was like the same thing. And then, yeah, when I was young, I was drawing a lot too. Just loved drawing, copying the characters and stuff out of books. And I've wanted to publish a book or just anything since I was about 10 years old. And I think that's probably because the Aragon books started coming out. I was in like elementary and found out like he had written stuff when he was 15 and then published maybe when he was 19. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to publish before I turn 15, which never happened. And, but yeah, I've always wanted to write. And so everything kind of other than that, like filmmaking, drawing, I realized it's all been a vehicle for my writing. So again, like at my core, I'm a writer, but I just tried all these different things. When I moved to California in 2010, because I grew up in North Carolina, that was when I was like, you know what, I'm going to learn to draw finally. And I want to draw my own comic. And so I spent a lot of my college years just trying to draw, was interested in animation, maybe thought I would want to be a storyboard artist, but definitely wanted to tell my own stories through comics. But then later, and then in college got into filmmaking, even though that's not what I got a degree in whatsoever, but I spent all my time with the film geeks and wanted to, again, just tell my own stories. And I was wanting more like female leads, female people of color in leading roles, especially in like fantasy and sci-fi, because it felt like around that time there just wasn't enough of it. And times are changing. I think it's coming out more and more now, but that's kind of, that's where I started.
So my question is, why Minecraft?
I played Minecraft for the first time in college, of all things, and I had seen it around, but didn't pay attention to it until I got on a group chat with some friends and they were playing it. And so I just logged in, and I think you could try for free or something. And I tried it and had no idea, like, this game looks terrible. I don't understand how this works. And I just died instantly as soon as nighttime came, got killed by a zombie, most likely. And instead of like rage quitting, I rage purchased the games. I was like, no. How did I just die and not even know what happened? Okay, I'm going to buy this game and I'm going to play it. And then got into it. And of course, then I was still drawing a lot and wanted to learn how to draw. I wanted to do comics of my own. And so realizing, just like a sandbox game, so much open space, I was like, oh, I want to like do my own character and write about their adventures and their day-to-day survival. And I figured, if I was even just drawing traditionally at the time, so I didn't even have a digital tablet, but I was like, oh, I'll draw it, scan it, and make a web comic out of it. And so that's kind of where that started. And actually funny, I think it's also Minecraft, because honestly, I think I've gotten all my writing practice from writing fan fiction, like most of my life. And then later, in around 2018-ish, I think, I found out that unofficial Minecraft books existed. And I think I was at the bookstore, library, and I saw some published graphic novels. I was like, wait a minute, how are they publishing? You can publish Minecraft comics? What is this? And so went and looked it up, found out that Mojang had these guidelines that allowed for fan usage of the Minecraft property, and that you're even allowed to like sell it, make your own money. And so for me, it was like perfect. It was like, I can publish my own fan fiction legally and also like sell it and put it out there, not just leave it online.
Interesting. So I didn't know that. So my kids actually have a couple Minecraft graphic novels. I wonder if those are official or if they're fan. Because I just was like, oh, they like Minecraft. Here you go. I didn't even really look. So that is interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm gonna have to go through my son's bookshelf and find them.
Yeah.
So you go through school, storytelling, you get into filmmaking, you do a couple web series, and there was something else. I don't know if that was a web series or a short. Do you take any of that, or did you take any of that with you into comic writing? Because like I know, for instance, me as someone who started in theater, a lot of my early writing was more like a theater script until I, learned more about it and evolved. So do you take any of that screenwriting experience and use that? Yes,
actually. That's the wild part. Because of course I had to learn how to write screenplays and the proper formatting. And I realized comics are very similar in that you don't have to get very descriptive like you would a novel. You really, you just kind of lay out, hey, character does this, does that, this is who's speaking. Very like simplified format. The difference with screenwriting, or at least with comics script writing versus screen, is I think you do in a way have to be more descriptive with a comic script, because you have to tell the artist, because I'm not drawing this time. I found a really great artist to work with, Danny Mays, for the Minecraft comic, and I'll talk about that in a second, but you kind of have to describe what is happening in the panel, so they know kind of what they're drawing. I also send a lot of reference images as well for what I'm seeing, but you want to be descriptive enough, but also still keep it simple, so it's not a whole bunch of stuff they have to read through, and also hopefully gives the artist enough space to do their own interpretation and creativity of things. But the simplified like screenplay format is nice. That's kind of why I like it too.
Yeah. So as an artist yourself, self-taught, as an adult technically, which is, I applaud you, because I don't have the patience to learn to draw. Someone who was not drawing when I was younger either. I said I would love to be able to draw. I'm not doing that. So kudos for self-teaching yourself how to draw at that age. How working with a different artist as an artist yourself, how does that process work for you? Are you ever just like, okay, well, I would really prefer it like this, or did they really just take what you've already done and like make it so much better in your eyes?
Oh yeah. So with my case, in terms of working with artists, actually, in a way, it was good that I tried to draw my own comics for the longest time and thought I was going to do that. And eventually I just realized, you know what, I'm a writer. That's like the easiest, most second nature thing for me. What if I just stay on that and let someone else who like art is their thing, let them handle it. And for sure they'll do a way better job. And color theory was hard for me and everything. So for one, having done that, it reminds me that art, it takes time. It's hard. Because sometimes I feel like I have the easy part. I get to write it and I send it to them and they draw it. So I have to understand and respect the amount of effort and time it takes to draw. a page of a comic and everything. And one, respect the time and effort it takes, also to be hands off as much as possible, so they have room for their own creative freedom in it. And then in the case of, say, the Minecraft comic, I started off trying to draw it by myself. I eventually, I got myself a digital tablet a few years ago, and at least started doing my own pages. So that's when I learned how much work goes into making a comic page. And so I had a few pages already started. And so when I started working with the artists, I was able to send them that, and they're basically crude storyboards, you could treat it like that. And so that was like a good jumping off point. I think it gave them a starting point of references to draw things. And so that was how it started. And after that, I just had like the first 10 pages sketched out on my own. So that kind of got the ball rolling, which was good. But yeah, mostly it just having drawn my own stuff reminds me to just how to hopefully work better with artists and be easy to work with for them as well.
I actually want to go back to the comment that you had made earlier about kind of the idea of coming up with a Minecraft comic. Minecraft has a situation where they allow fan projects without them worrying about having to strike them down.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to how for Tashi, how you and Lloyd went to like public domain to grab characters to start some of your comics as well. Do you find like there was a benefit to working from an IP that was kind of already established and building a world there? Or do you think had Minecraft not have existed, maybe you would have started with something that you developed a story, something from like within yourself?
Mm-hmm. Yes. It's kind of both. I definitely had my own original stuff I wanted to put out first. I have so many more original things I want to do next. With Minecraft, what was it? Like that one, it was just a fun side thing. And also just in general, of course, having written fan fiction for so long, you never expect to be able to publish anything. Right. You just like to do it for the sake of it. So in a way, I feel like it's a double-edged sword with Minecraft, which is, yes, it's an established IP. It has an established audience and fan base, which in a sense can make it easy to want to put out your own stuff because you kind of know you can find some people who are already waiting for it versus when you're an original, you're hoping like, what's the market for this? What am I trying to figure out? But I feel like it can be a double-edged sword in that even though it's established, people have their things they want to see in that fandom. Like maybe they only want to read stuff about Steve or Alex because those are the official Minecraft characters, or they want to see specific things from the world or even their own gameplay. And so writing about an original female character, it's like, is there going to be interest in that? Not only that, a slightly darker skinned character. I was like, is someone going to be interested in that in their world of Minecraft? And then of course you also have to make sure you stay true to the game mechanics, the rules of that world. And so yeah, it can be both. It can feel like you can have a fandom there waiting for you, but then that fandom could probably also easily like not like what you're doing because it's not what they like, that part of the fandom that they like and enjoy. And for my own original stuff, yeah, I mean, I have so many things I want to do. And actually, I feel like I can really do them now because at least I found someone to do the drawing part and I can hyper focus on the writing. Because me trying to do everything myself, which was mostly like, I can't afford to hire anyone. I have to figure out how to do it on my own. But it's like, I would have been drawing the comic, but also trying to learn how to draw. So, and that's why it would take me a long time. And I never really finished any of my own stories. But now I feel like just being older, hopefully a little bit wiser, I focus on the story, I can finish it now and also have the discipline versus being a young writer and just hopping as soon as a new idea came up.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Tashi had mentioned earlier that you did some of the 1 hour drawing challenges to kind of improve your own art. When it comes down to those challenges, sometimes I can find them a little bit intimidating. I know the intention is that they're supposed to help you get out of yourself so that you can work on it. Do you find that the 1 hour challenges helped you to build confidence, or did you find that there was a little bit of that intimidation? And do you ultimately think that you improved because of it?
Yeah. I feel like it helped me build confidence because it comes down to just start. I think that's the point. The point of the challenges, it's to encourage you to stop trying to have the perfect idea, the perfect tools, and just come up with something and put it out there. And if you don't like it, you can just make another one because it's an hour long. It's an hour of your day. I failed those challenges, by the way, because I would get so into it, or I'd spend more time on like the planning. So I was not. Each one had like certain time blocks, so I'd always go over the hour. And so I think those were just helping me. Actually, funny, I think I'm trying to remember that video when I shot it. I had probably done one before that I didn't record because I'd done it on the side. And actually from that, I got a really cool story idea. And I'm like, oh man, actually, maybe I want to come back and develop that more. And so that's also the thing, like, about the challenges. One, they push you to just start. And two, when you're like kind of under that pressure, you might come up with something you would not have come up with if you had all the time to carefully plan it and outline it. And so sometimes your best ideas just like come out of nowhere under those challenges. So I think they're a great thing, but at the same time, yeah, they can feel limiting because it's like, oh, I wish I had more time. I want to do more with this.
One last question for me before I toss it back over to Tashi. As a fan fiction lover and lover of Naruto, I absolutely have to know Naruto. You got to give me some backstory. You gotta tell me a little bit about Naruto, how you came up with it.
And that's why I didn't want to talk about the story at all, because I do use
I need to know the details, and I need to know them quickly.
Okay. Naruto I wrote that when I was like 10 years old. It was the summertime. I remember it perfectly because one, I saved it because I was so happy with how that came out with. Wrote it one summer I was 10. I was reading Shonen Jumps were published, so I was reading Naruto, and I loved it, and I was like, Naruto is so cool. And so I was a huge Naruto fan at that time, and so I started drawing my own thing, and and it was weird. It was Naruto inspired, but there was a lot of Dragon Ball Z because they were like shooting energy blasts at each other. And but yeah, obviously the name, and it took all the same characters. Each person was a version of Sasuke and Sakura. And because I was reading Naruto, it was during the Zabuza water bridge thing. That was what I was into, and I was reading during that arc. And the plot of that, there was no real plot. It just stuff happened. It was just like this happened. He got into a fight with this character, and then same thing as Naruto. Like he starts off, and then he fails his exam, and then he wakes up and joins a team of other characters. So yeah, and I got 2 books. It's got 2 volumes out of it. But yeah, I was just 10 years old and just drawing my own stuff, and that was fun because I was sharing it with the other kids at my camp and my little team, and everyone was into it. And my instructor at the time, I remember him, Mr. Eric. He like saw it. He saw it, and he saw me drawing, and he immediately clocked that it was Naruto. And at the end, he gave me a CD which had all the scans of like the first 300 chapters of Naruto on at the time, because he was an anime fan himself, and so that was really cool. Man,
that's nostalgic in a way I can't even.
That.
It's nostalgic in a way I can't even like articulate. You said scans. You said CD, which means he burned these scans onto a CD, and that was like probably his coveted. And he's just like, I have to.
You saw the Naruto. It was all over, and then that was the time when it was you were probably pirating chapters of manga.
I mean, we were all doing things perfectly legally, and
of course,
absolutely. I don't even know what a pirate is.
They're the guys that go arg and have one peg leg and a
Mm-hmm. One peg leg eyes. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, all above board. All above board here.
All above board.
Yeah. So growing up as a fan of anime and then eventually Minecraft and just nerddom, what probably inspired you the most to outside of which I did not realize that series was that old because I never got into it.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize it had been out that long. But besides that, what really encouraged you to be like, I can do this. I can be a writer. I can make my own books. I can make my own comics.
Well, I think definitely in terms of publishing, it was probably the Aragon books when they came out, and of course hearing about someone who's like 15 or 19 publishing that young, it always probably seemed like an adult thing. So that's probably where the idea of I'm going to publish a book really started to come from. And I was just been talking about it, and I've talked about it for so long. Even my own parents are like, so when's the book coming out? When are you going to publish something? What else? What is for comics? I mean, always just, I'm even trying to think of where the comics will came from. I think probably from like YouTube, online, because I don't know, I think in my head it's like I never thought of writing and comics coming together. I have no idea where that came from, but yeah, I've wanted to publish something since I was a kid, and just first writing just for writing, and then when did I want to publish? Yeah, I don't know, just since I was a kid, there's just that inspiration hit then. And then let's say more as an adult, I wanted to publish my own stuff more in terms of the Minecraft comic. I think I was kind of like at a point, that was in 2023, kind of when I started. And that was just the time where I'm like, I got to publish something. I got to put out one. I've had this idea for this Minecraft comic for a while, but it's like, I got to put something out. Like, I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of letting everything else in life get in the way, having a job, adulting, all those things. And even though it's like I can still work my normal job and everything and publish something on the side. But yeah, I feel like it's like, it was just time. It's like, stop putting it off. Stop just thinking about it.
Now you got this Kickstarter for this Minecraft comic. It's Makeshift, right?
Makeshift, yes.
I didn't want to say it wrong because sometimes my brain doesn't remember things and I'm trying to know that I know. So we've been talking about it this whole time. Would you like to give like a brief overview of what exactly the book is about?
So Makeshift is, in terms of if you're a fan, you're creating your own Minecraft stuff, you basically want to call them unofficial Minecraft story. That's what I've just noticed the label on a lot of books. So Makeshift is an unofficial Minecraft comic. It's about a young heroine kid, just another character, my own original, waking up in the world of the overworld. That's where you usually play in Minecraft. And so it starts off typical. She's just surviving the stuff you see and that you would do if you were playing Minecraft. And then I threw a twist in that, one day she runs into another survivor. Because normally, I mean, when you play Minecraft solo, you're the only person in the whole world other than all the mobs and creatures. So this time I had another character show up, and I've been trying so hard not to spoil too much of it because I want people to see it, but maybe I'll spoil a little bit. But basically, I took inspiration from a lot of isekai anime, like Sword Art Online. That was one of my favorites. And so this character, there's going to be this thing of guilds and joining. There are going to be other characters in the world. So it's not just going to be like you're this solo character alone throughout the whole story. There's going to be all these other original characters I've come up with. And so she agrees to like team up with this young woman who she also meets. And that's when she leaves and stops surviving on her own and goes to go meet other characters and have other adventures. that's the gist of it, I guess. Hopefully not spoiling too much.
No, I think you did. I mean, you gave me something I definitely didn't know. I thought the whole book was just the one character, but
No.
also I don't think you really spoiled anything too big. Okay, I know there's more characters to look forward to, but I don't know like the history of these guilds or how they get here or any of this stuff. So it's still like I'm intrigued to learn more. So for anyone who is watching right now, we're getting this out. This Kickstarter is still live at the moment of this posting. So you have at this point maybe about 2 weeks to go ahead, get the link in the description, go to the Kickstarter, back it. I did day one, so I already did my due diligence. So now I'm asking you guys to do your due diligence and do the same thing. We're at this point, how far are we in the Kickstarter? What percentage are we at?
We're at 36% now. I think it's like 30%, 36% even as of right now. Before it was like rounded up. Yeah.
Okay, so y'all, by the time this is out, we're going to be at 50%, but that doesn't matter because you still have to go ahead and back the Kickstarter either way.
Yeah, there's a stretch goal, so
and there's stretch goals. Stretch goals are great. Let's get stretch goals, guys.
Let's get stretch goals.
You do it for me.
Yeah,
I get something.
Yeah. Also, I also wanted to say again, thank you for backing the Kickstarter. Yeah, you were like one of the first people dropped in that first day, so that was exciting, and I really appreciate it.
No problem. And then because I don't remember, this wasn't an all ages book, right? It's like
no. Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me. The other thing I wanted to do a little differently with this Minecraft comic was make it more PG-13. It's nothing crazy, nothing gory. It's just a lot of Minecraft books I've seen published officially by Mojang and also unofficial stuff. They're very all ages, kind of kids books, kind of kids stories and plot. Also like the artwork for some of them. I felt like our artwork is gonna like dominate. Just gonna say, I feel like the artwork that Danny has created has been amazing. Getting away from just strictly being blocky shaped characters that and that's the hard part too with Minecraft. It's kind of finding that balance between like naturally drawn, but also keeping some of the blockiness, because I do love it. I like the aspect, but yeah, pushing for more of an older audience, a more detailed storyline, not just like cutesy little kid stories. I wanted to do something with like some teeth, with a plot and characters fighting and doing stuff, and also making the world seem a little more dangerous, because in Minecraft, you get hit with a zombie and you just kind of get hit. But here it's like if you get scratched with a zombie, you get scratched, and there's cuts and blood and injuries, and they're fighting with swords and stuff. So I wanted to be like a fantasy, like a proper fantasy story as well.
Okay. No, I like that. And also I think the art did find a really good balance. Between it. Like it's like I look at it and it's well drawn.
Yeah,
I can see that it's Minecraft.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Love that. Yeah, that's why I got other people to draw, and I'm not drawing it, because it's like I wanted to. I mean, I feel like even like Kickstarter, to agree, is very forgiving with art styles. Like you don't have to have a perfect art style, but if you have a pretty good story and something interesting, people will back it. And it's an indie project, they're more kind of understanding of that. But for me, just for how I wanted the story to look, how I wanted to capture, I think Minecraft is just a beautiful game, even though it's all blocky. Like you can do some cool stuff, and it's like a nice looking game. And so I wanted the art had to capture that, and I wanted to be perfect in that regard. So
gotcha. All right, and then last thing, if you could give a word of advice to somebody who's maybe in your position, is always wanting to create stories, and they're just like, all right, not yet. What advice would you give them?
Oh, good question. Advice. I think one, don't wait. Create it now. If you have this like Magnus Opus, big epic book you want to do, either go ahead and start it or go ahead and put it to the side and do something else in the meantime. But definitely start, because the time will fly by before you realize it. And then I think is if you feel strongly about it and you believe in it, and this is kind of in general in life, do it. You have to like tune out other people's voices and opinions, and you feel like this is the direction I need to go in. You need to stick to that and go for it and see it through. It's not just like, hey, I want this, I'm entitled and I'm waiting for it to work for me. No, you got to work and grind at it. And it shouldn't even feel like a grind, even though it's hard work, because it's what you love. But yeah, one, don't wait on that story. You want to start it imperfectly. And yeah, I mean, even if you publish it and it's not high quality, you can always redo it or do the next project.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a very good piece of advice.
I hope so.
We are going to give our book recommendations for the day today. And I just got to do this one because this is finally out, and I know a lot of people, myself included, have been waiting a long time. I went to Heroes Con and got my hands on my copy, finally met Sarah in person. It was a great meetup, and I got my copy of Midnight Mystics. So if you haven't picked up Midnight Mystics yet, get in contact with Sarah over at Phoenix Press. Get your copy. This is an anthology. Every story in this book was created, written, drawn, and edited by Black women. So reach out to Sarah, Phoenix Press, get this book. This is my recommendation for the day. I'm kind of like almost obligated to recommend this book.
Not to be obligated to recommend.
I mean, I'm not obligated, but I'm very excited that it's finally here. And so, like in my mind, I'm obligated not only because I got to be a part of it, but also because it's a great book with a lot of great writers in it, and Sarah's awesome.
Yes, Sarah is awesome. And yes, it is my turn. The only one I could think of to give a recommendation for this week that has been on my mind is T. Franklin's Bingo Love. I think it's very apt for the season that we're in. T. Franklin, of course, is a veteran in the comic book space. She's written for a lot of amazing large publications, and Bingo Love is her solo story that she released all on her lonesome. So if you haven't read it yet, it's a good any time of the year read. But if you love queer Black stories about queer Black women, especially queer Black women who are a little bit later in life, who aren't, a lot of stories typically follow younger folks. I love the take on following older women. Absolutely. Definitely suggested. So take a look.
I'll sign that as someone who has read the book 3 times.
Mm-hmm. It's very cute. I say very cute. I mean, it's got some maturity to it. Like it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but I think it's a beautiful story nonetheless.
It all comes full circle in the end.
Mm-hmm.
You just pull at some heartstrings.
It does, really.
But of course, before we go out, Georgia, we'd like for you, I'm gonna go back over here, to tell everybody where they can find you, get the book, all the things, so they can keep up with you. And
for sure.
Go get the book.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so the Minecraft book on Kickstarter right now, and then once the Kickstarter's done, we'll get an online store going up, and I'll also even try to get into local comic shops, but for now it's on Kickstarter, and that's to get it printed. Other place you can find me are Instagram at G Agbojan. So it's my first letter, my first name, and then my full last name. That's a Togolese last name, so it might be a little weird to spell. And then I have the YouTube channel, which you told them about. I was low-key keeping a little secret, but I'm trying to get it out there. So yeah, my YouTube channel, I think it's just Georgia A. That's the one. And I also I started TikTok, which is the same username as my Instagram. So check out any or all of those. Yeah, thank you.
I don't be on TikTok. That's the only reason I didn't know you had a TikTok. It's because I didn't. All right, Ty.
Hi, I'm Ty. I go by pretty much Black and Culture everywhere on the internet. That's BLAQUE, the letter N, KULTRE. You can also Google me, because I am searchable. Shout out to SEOs. Also, be sure to check out the folks over at Off Black Magazine, because I'm also over there doing amazing work. That's OFFBLXXK. mag, M-A-G, and that's pretty much all of our socials. Or you can go to our website where you can read articles written by yours truly.
You should go to the website because there's articles there, and that's kind of what magazines do, is they write articles.
Yeah, we do write articles,
Read them.
You should go read them.
Articles.
They're really
Okay.
good.
This is why your girl's so tired, because like I said, she's the hardest working woman in the world over there, writing articles and hosting events, and then going to other events to do other cool things. So you could, do her the favor of reading one article. Won't hurt you.
One article, it won't ash your elbows up, I promise.
But of course, subscribe right here to the YouTube channel, Melanin Minds. Leave a comment below. Go back that Kickstarter and get that book. If somehow you're here after the Kickstarter is over, then go find Georgia and still find a way to get the book. And yeah, so go ahead and subscribe here. Turn that notification bell on. Hype some videos. There's video essays as well as interviews, all with or about Black women in comics as Black women characters and Black women creators. Also, you can follow Melanin Minds at Melanin Minds 24 on Instagram. And I was about to do the Midnight Comics thing, but I said I was going to stop doing that for this channel, so don't worry about it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And remember, as I always say, a small spark can become a huge blaze. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Thank you.